Estate and Auctions, North Lincoln Drive in Troy, 636-462-5555. Online at MeyerListings.com.
You got the wild man here for Arnie Homes, a local family-owned business with over 30 years in building quality crafted homes. If you're in Lincoln, St. Charles, or Warren counties, accept no substitutes. We'll build on your land or ours. Arnie is suplexing hidden costs right out of here. Customers said it's a home you never want to leave and want to pass down for generations. So if you want your home to be the heavyweight champion of your neighborhood, get yourself to ArnieCustomHomes.com.
The Moscow Mills Lions Club invites you every second Sunday of the month, 7:30 to noon. All-you-can-eat breakfast, $12 adults, kids 6 to 11, 6, and children under 6 eat free. Sunday breakfast, 30 Friese Industrial Drive in Moscow Mills.
Old Monroe Lumber Company has the really big tools you need to get the job done right, not only in the retail store, but in the rental area too. Bobcats, excavators, dingoes, and lift equipment, including a 65-foot boom lift, scissor lifts, and more. Need something a little smaller? Old Monroe Lumber Company rents saws, log splitters, jackhammers, water pumps, and dump trailers. Just about anything you need delivered to your job site. Take a look online at omlumber.com.
News. I'm Paul Stevens. At least 16 people now confirmed dead from the California wildfires.
The Palisade Fire, only 11% contained, with more than 23,000 acres that have been burned and more than 5,300 homes and buildings destroyed. The other fire that is the firefighters are battling, the Eden Fire, only 15% contained, having burned some 14,000 acres.
Fox's Griff Jenkins in Pacific Palisades. The Treasury Department offering a $25 million reward for info leading to the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. President-elect Trump telling Maduro not to harm opposition leaders.
He sent a very clear message to Maduro that we're not going to do business with him. He set the harshest sanctions against the country, meaning we're not going to buy your oil.
Florida GOP Congresswoman Maria Salazar. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks closing near session lows and bond yields climbing on worries that good news about the job market may keep inflation and interest rates high. 256,000 jobs were added in December, blowing past estimates while the unemployment rate edged lower to 4.1%. The strong economic data is fueling fears among investors that the Fed could reverse course on lowering interest rates. Fourth quarter earnings season unofficially kicks off next week with a slate of big banks scheduled to report financial results. The Dow falling 697 points, the Nasdaq lower by 317, S&P 500 down 91. Shares of Walgreens jumped over 27% after the drugstore chain delivered a better than expected first quarter. Executives with the company say that its turnaround efforts are on track to revive its struggling business. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
The The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown. Every Monday and Friday, Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Hey everybody, it's the Burgundy. Today we're at Alternative Automotive and we're with Jerry Hinke. Jerry is kind of a YouTube and Facebook star because he does these very informative videos that he puts on social media. Jerry, one of the things that hit me, it's the holidays. They forget about doing things. One of the most important things that they can do to prolong the life of their car is keep their oil changed.
Absolutely. Maintenance is the most important thing you can do to the car to make it last. You don't have to change your oil. We'll change your engine for you, but it's a lot easier to change your oil.
Why is it so important?
The oil breaks down over time. Gasoline engine has blow by that goes by the rings, or the explosion that happens inside the engine. Particles go down in your oil, and oil does two things. It lubricates and it absorbs carbon. Carbon builds up in the oil. If you have more carbon than you do lubrication properties, it's just going to start eating the metal products it's protecting.
Alternative Automotive, located at 542 Mansion Road, Winfield, just a short drive from everywhere. Keep your car healthy. Bring it to Alternative Automotive today. 542 Mansion Road, or call 368-8267. Give them a like on Facebook.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
Multiple outlets report that the New England Patriots are hiring Mike Vrabel as their new head coach. Vrabel won 3 Super Bowls as a Patriot linebacker during his playing career. He spent 6 seasons as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, taking them to the playoffs 3 times and winning 2 division championships. In the AFC wildcard game on Saturday night, the Baltimore Ravens defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 28-14. Baltimore's Derrick Henry ran for 186 and 2 touchdowns. The Ravens on a 5-game winning streak. The Steelers closed the season on a 5-game losing streak. Earlier Saturday, the Houston Texans eliminated the Los Angeles Chargers 32-12, intercepting Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert 4 times. Today at 1 p.m. Eastern, the 2-seed Buffalo Bills play host to the 7th-seeded Denver Broncos in an AFC wildcard game.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Overcast clouds in Troy. Getting down to 21 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the mid-20s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 20s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy, it's 35. In Warrenton, it's 33 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate, or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Well, good Sunday morning. It's time for Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We are live in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. I am Sarge, and this morning I am joined for the first time this year. Our first show of the year. Across from me, he is Superfan, the Nematode Nelly.
Good morning. Good morning.
Tim Williams. Good morning, my friend. And of course, next to him, also across from me, he is our resident referee. He is H.D. Daniels.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, my friend.
Happy New Year.
Same to you. Same to everybody out there. Okay, so our show, you can see it on Facebook and many other different places. The KYRO Facebook page, of course, and then Traveling East Productions, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X, go like, subscribe. Of course, on the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook page as well. HD on X, they can watch it on
UW Talk KYRO.
And, of course, also the video broadcast of the shows here on KYRO, to include Uncensored Wrestling Talk, is brought to you in partnership with Traveling East Productions and made possible by a couple of different sponsors: Safe Harbor Insurance, Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscape, Original Crow Feather Crystal Healing Jewelry, and Pickle on the Run. Go check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and X as well. Now, Also, our main sponsor for this particular show, NWA World League Wrestling. Now, we were supposed to have had a show last night, but because of all the crazy weather that we've been having here in the St. Louis area, they went ahead and canceled last night's event for safety of fans and staff and wrestlers alike.
Yes, I did cry on my pillow last night.
I bet you did. I bet you did. But the good news is, we've got a show coming up very, very soon, February the 8th, I believe it is, HD. So I'll have you look that up and make sure that we're correct on that. But I believe it's February the 8th.
February 8th.
And so go to HarleyRace.com. Keep an eye on that. If you weren't, because of the show being canceled last night, if you need to get a refund, of course, you can find that number to the office on HarleyRace.com and get a refund, or you can have it forwarded to the next event, which they will do as well. So either way, you'll be covered one way or the other. But we can't wait. I can't wait until we have that event, because we're going to have the event on February the 8th, but then we have 2 weeks later on the, the 22nd of February, it will be our third annual Salute to the Service show down at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And HD, you've been there for you was there last year. Was you there for the first one?
This will be my third or fourth time, however many times we've done it.
Okay, so you've been there each and every one, just like myself.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, the last couple of times, it's gotten louder, and I expect there's going to be more people, and there's going to be even louder.
Yeah, that's all I could say after the last event, other than how fun it was.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how loud it was.
I with doing the ring announcing, I'm being totally honest here. I could not hear myself think. It was that doggone loud. Seriously, It really, truly was. Even the ring announcing that I was doing was being drowned out by over the speakers by the crowd that was there, the soldiers and the regular public, alike. So we can't wait. I can't wait.
No.
It's going to be so much fun. Cannot wait to find out what the card's going to be. So many different possibilities. Last year at the Salute to Service card at Fort Leonard Wood, at I believe it's the Davidson Fitness Center, we saw the debut of the Sergeant at Arms, Blade Lennox, and his very first match was actually a tag match with none other than Trevor Murdoch, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion 2 times over, and now the current tag team champion of the NWA, along with his partner Mike Knox. So anything can happen in the world in World League Wrestling, and especially at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I mean, we've even had AEW superstar Matt Sydal at an event there before. So all kinds of different awesome things that are on tap that could happen at any given moment. Now, with that being said, there's all kinds of dates coming up where we're going to be on the road, and also in Troy at the Race Wrestling Arena itself. Whenever those tickets go on sale this year, make it a point. Make it a point. As soon as they go on sale, get your tickets. Don't wait for the door to open, because if you do, you may very well find out that you're not going to be able to get a ticket, because during the year of 2024, we had several double sellouts, and we had several events where it completely sold out within 5 or 10 minutes of opening the door, having just a few tickets left over. So be mindful. Be very, very mindful. Now, programming note for today, we are going until 11:30. Because at 11:30 it'll be pregame, and then noon will be NFL playoffs, and it'll be the Buffalo Bills hosting, and they're the number 2 seed right now in the AFC. They're hosting the number 7 seed, the Denver Donkeys.
Oh, come on. Don't you want Denver to win this one?
You know what? That's a good question. I normally do not root for the Denver Donkeys.
I
but
think
in
I'm
this
going to
particular
today.
case,
just because it's the
just
Bills.
because, yeah, because I want a little bit of. Call me funny, but I want a little bit of retribution. I want to steel chairs taken up against their heads, and for that 38-0 shellacking that we took last weekend. Now, granted, we sat all of our starters and everything like that, and we were playing our third string most of the game.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and ham it up there, Denver. Go ahead. Go on ahead. It's all good. You ain't going to last very long, especially if you step into Arrowhead again.
Nope.
Right? Okay, now, on the serious side here, though. Out in Los Angeles during the week, there has been many, like 4 or 5 different fires that have broken out. And with the Santa Ana winds and, all that kind of thing going on, they haven't been able to contain those fires very, very well. And with that being said, over 100,000 people have had to evacuate, their areas. Over 15,000 buildings and structures and homes have been affected, burnt, completely to the ground. They are saying right now it's like a total of 16 people that have lost their lives, with many more people missing. And I got something this morning that I want to read. Former WWE superstar Melina is reportedly missing after the recent wildfire outbreak in LA. The Cauliflower Alley Club took to Twitter last night, Saturday night, and reading on X that apparently from WWE superstar Melina has reportedly been unreachable amidst the wildfire outbreak in LA, and if anyone knows her whereabouts or can contact her, it would be a great relief to everyone concerned about her safety. And that's what the Cauliflower Alley Club had written on X. So, our thoughts and our prayers definitely go out to WWE superstar, former superstar Melina, and hope that she's okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, really. The whole fires and it's just sad. It really is sad and kind of tragic to see all this to go up in smoke.
It is very much so, and it affects everybody out there. So now I was going to start off the show talking about Raw on Netflix and all that kind of stuff.
Why not?
But we're going to rewind it just a little bit more for the simple fact that because we didn't have a show last weekend because of that crazy snow, 19 inches of snow that I got up in Louisiana and 13, 14 inches down here. How much did you guys get last week?
I measured about 9.5 or 10 in my driveway.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at 9.
Way too doggone much. And then we get more later on in the week. But, because we didn't have the show last weekend, we weren't able to talk about what happened on Friday Night SmackDown a week ago this past Friday. And that is referring to the fact that we have a brand new WWE Women's Champion. It's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton.
I was excited for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm glad she finally cashed it in. After a while, you get kind of like, okay, here comes the briefcase. Here comes the briefcase. Are they going to cash it? No. After a while, it gets kind of just cash it in. Everybody knew she was going to cash it in eventually on Nia.
Now, on the men's side of the Money in the Bank, the cash-ins aren't always successful. However, the success rate is sitting around about 86, 87% of the time. However, on the women's side, with Tiffany Stratton being successful on her cash-in, it keeps the percentage for the women's side at 100%.
Yep.
Every single woman that has ever won Money in the Bank has been able to successfully cash that thing in.
Has it always been a babyface cash-in? I'm just now thinking of that.
No. Io Sky with Damage Control.
Okay.
So that's the first one that comes to mind.
Okay. I'm thinking everybody's usually excited for a cash-in,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm trying to think of.
And was Carmella really a face?
Carmella, true. Okay.
No, Camilla was a dirty,
right?
Was a dirty player. She did anything and everything by anything,
right?
By any means necessary is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So she's not always been good.
Mm-mm.
And when she cashed it in, and she's a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. She cashed that sucker in too. So yeah, it's I think it's more like 50-50.
Okay, fair enough.
I think so. We'll have to go back and take a look at that, but I think it's pretty close to 50-50 on who's a bad guy and who's a bad girl and who's a good girl.
Sure.
But either way, that 100%, you can't take it away. It's 100% still.
Since we're on the topic, I thought it was pretty funny how just wrestling fans' minds in general. Her promo this past Friday, she blatantly admits to manipulating Nia, toying with her emotions, bringing her in as a friend, just so that she could secretly attack her when the time was right, and she gets cheered for it.
Hey,
what's wrong with wrestling fans?
But
they're fickle.
That was a heck of a clever plan to do. I mean,
but that's evil, Sarge.
It might be. It might be. But it was effective.
Oh, it was effective for sure.
It was effective.
I'm purely talking about her fan reaction, how excited people are for the just evilness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's growing up and being a young adult and even till today, I'll be honest, there are some heels that are out there that I enjoy watching.
Yeah, sure.
So, I get it. But do they get it?
Who's they?
The younger fans that are cheering for her.
The really young fans, I can speak from personal experience. Little HD's 7 years old, and he follows what the crowd cheers for.
Mm-hmm.
So when Tiffany cashed in, he was excited because everybody was excited.
Yeah.
He's cheering for Roman Reigns because everybody else is cheering for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And I'll challenge him a little bit. It was like, Roman hasn't changed. Why are you cheering for him?
Yeah.
Like, well, I hate Solo. That's why. It's like, okay, but I know you're 7, but can we think about this for a second?
Sad.
Is he not cheering for Kevin Owens right now either?
No, he's very upset with Kevin Owens right now.
Yeah, that's another situation too that we'll get into here in just a little bit. Now, let's go ahead and talk. Well, actually, you know what? Before we do talk about Raw on Netflix, we're going to go ahead and take our very first break of this first hour. We'll have 2 breaks in this hour, but in the second hour that's going to be done at 11:30, you know what? We won't have any breaks. We'll go ahead and just go straight through after we get back from the top of the hour. How's that sound to you guys?
Sounds great
Good?
to me.
Awesome.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk.
Go for your future today. The Pike Lincoln Technical Center. Adult education classes forming now. Find out more on Facebook, Twitter, or online at pltc.k12.mo.us or call 573-485-2900. Go for your future at the Pike Lincoln Technical Center.
The question of natural disasters isn't a matter of if, but a matter of when. You see, we live in Missouri and the weather is always changing. We have major ice storms, tornadoes, hail, we have all kinds of things. And it's important to make sure that your home, auto, business, whatever it is that you have is properly insured to protect you from natural disasters. Go and talk to my friends Dave and Holly over at Safe Harbor Insurance. Do what I did and save hundreds of dollars. Give them a call, 636-668-6296, or find them on Facebook.
Need that morning pick-me-up on your way to work? Downtown Winfield's the place to be. Common Grounds Coffee House, featuring the almost world-famous Block 25. Common Grounds Coffee House. Check us out on Facebook or stop by today, 205 Main Street, downtown Winfield.
Welcome back to Uncensored Wrestling Talk Live here in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. We are also live on the Facebook feeds of the News Radio station, KYRO. You can find that at 1280 AM, 105.3 FM, and that's how you'll type it in, KYRO, in front of all that. Or you can go to Traveling East Productions Facebook page, YouTube channel, Rumble channel, like and subscribe. You can also go to Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook page. And on X, HD, they can find it where?
At UW Talk KYRO.
Join us with our conversations and your questions and your comments right there. You can interact with us. We've all three of us have our phones open and keeping an eye on that. So if you have anything, definitely let us know and we'll bring it up. So, Raw on Netflix. Now, HD, you and I had a little bit of a conversation earlier in the week, but before we get to that, I want to preface it with we had conversations before in previous shows where we were talking about how the Logan and Tyson match, they got 40, 50 million people watching it. For Christmas Day, for the NFL football games, there was 65 million people watching it. Now, you and I had conversations after Netflix was off, and you had seen 4.6, I had seen 4.9, so we'll call it between 4.6 and 4.9 million people watching it. Now, I guess at the very beginning of this past Friday's 2 days ago on SmackDown, the announcers at the beginning of the Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight match, they had also said, and CT had told me, CT Harrison, owner of Traveling East Productions, had told me about this, and I must have missed it somehow. And I went back and I listened to it and I watched it again, and they do say this: 223 million platform views for social media reach for that day as well.
That's not the show, though. That's just...
Right.
And I think that's what I was going to say. I think with that 223 million that CT was saying, that's what that was for. I don't know how many of those went on to Netflix and watched, or what that final total is yet of viewership for Netflix, but the last I looked a couple of days ago, it said 4.6 to 4.9. Now, my question on that, and I can't really find it, is that 4.6 to 4.9 American views on it?
It's been almost a week. Tomorrow's a week since Raw started on Netflix, and I am frustrated, I guess, because Netflix... It's different than the Nielsen ratings. Netflix knows there's somebody in that office that can turn on their computer and look in the file and say there were X amount of people watching this show.
Yeah.
They know exactly how many accounts were logged in and where in the world they were watching.
Absolutely.
Why is this number not out? It's been a week.
It's crazy,
unless
isn't
it was
it?
too low than what they want to promote.
Well, I mean, 4.9 is...
You know what? 4.6 to 4.9 is... I was looking at this, and I can't remember which article it was, but it wasn't 117% more viewers than what was watching on the average during 2024.
At that time on a Monday, is that what you mean?
For that time period, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the entirety of the show, 1.4 to 1.6 million people are watching Monday Night Raw, okay, as a whole. 4.6 to 4.9 is almost, it's 3 million more people. We haven't seen 4.6 to 4.9 million people watching a wrestling event outside of a PLE and stuff in a very, very long time.
25 years, something like that?
Well, I would say it was about 5 years ago or so when, with COVID going on and everything like that, and not very much live content out there and stuff like that.
Thunderdome was getting those numbers?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
4 million?
Roughly, around about. And then after COVID stopped, basically, then those numbers started dropping back down to the quote-unquote normal average viewership.
Sure.
So, but the last year's normal viewership range was about 1.6 million. So this is huge numbers, even if it is just American viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's huge numbers. I'm kind of curious to see how long it stays up, though, because something I noticed on Raw, every commercial break, there were 7 to 8 commercials, each one at 30 seconds. So you're talking about 3 to 4 minutes every time they went to commercial.
Sure, absolutely. But you know what? That's normal. Even on cable TV, if you go back and you look, you'll see that there's a good 5, 6, 7 commercials right in a row.
This is a premium service people are paying for.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're paying for cable.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're paying for Netflix, and Netflix has commercials too, even if you're a premium subscriber. It's like the main comment I've heard coming out of Raw is all the commercials.
Yeah.
Now, see, here's my thing with it. So with my subscription with Netflix, I have it where there's no ads. But yet, I was still getting those commercial ads during that show. So, you know what? To be quite honest, I was a little upset about it.
I think you should be.
And then I find out later on in the week that everywhere else outside of the United States was getting to see interviews and backstage stuff and all that kind of thing. Well, you know what? I'm paying. I don't care. It may not be very much to most people, but it still adds up. $15 a month on that thing. I want to see the extra content too.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Because even if you go back and you watch the replay, which I did just to see on this particular point, the commercials are still there.
Yeah.
There is no
And you can't
none of
fast
the
forward
extra.
them, you can't do anything else about them.
Move to another country, I guess.
I guess so.
Or get another
But-
country subscription.
But see, there's also the fact that that extra content isn't found anywhere on Netflix here in the States. Like extra content, that type of thing.
Oh, like I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that blows my mind, honestly.
Maybe if enough people complain, but I don't know.
Maybe.
No, I hear you. This has been the main talk from where the circles that I'm in is the commercials. It's not about what Raw was. It's the viewing experience.
Mm-hmm. And then plus, with it being a debut in the Inuit Dome, which I've heard that place is just immaculate for the viewership there. Yeah. They've got extra things on their screens and the chairs.
The chairs bugged the
whole nine yards.
Oh my God, the red dots! Every time I looked, that's all I saw was the red dots.
Well, you know what my first thought was when I saw those dots and stuff? Because it made it look like to me that it was empty chairs, and I was like, "Is the place not packed out?"
That's funny. Okay.
And then the lights would come up, and you then would see those people. So it's weird. I'm just saying, it's weird.
Let's give everybody glow up shirts. So that you can
free merchandise. Absolutely.
I think the real thing is going to see over the next few weeks how well does Raw, and if they still do the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Because overall, to be honest, my feeling on the overall show,
Well,
I didn't care for it.
Really?
Too much hoopla. Too many times are they showing all the people in the stands. Too many times they're showing the other wrestlers. Let's get to wrestling.
It was more of a celebration show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was more of a celebration show.
Yeah, you had 3 matches basically that really meant something. You had the women's match, the tribal match, and the Punk
Rollins
match.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Yeah.
Jey Uso versus Drew.
And Jey Uso versus Drew. That means something too. Come on now.
But it was just so much outside.
It was storyline driven.
It was an introduction to new fans.
One of my favorite characters comes out, just rides his bike around and doesn't do anything, and then at the end just holds up his hand.
That's the Undertaker for you,
I get it,
bub.
but it's like we didn't need that. You just wasted another 5 minutes.
Did we need Undertaker shaking John Cena's hand after his first match? That's basically what that was. An endorsement of Rhea.
Right.
Exactly. That's exactly what that was. An endorsement of Rhea Ripley.
Which
I'm cool with.
I'm okay, but did it need to take 5 minutes to drive around the ring?
I don't know. The American Badasses liked it.
Hey,
man.
You know what?
Hey, I even got my original Dead Man on.
Now, speaking of one of those matches, and you know what? With it being a debut on Netflix, I really thought going into it that it was going to be a stacked card, and we were going to get a bunch of matches.
I thought the show was going to be 8 hours. Like, the way that they laid it out and advertised, I was like, there's no way they're going to fit this in a normal amount of Raw.
Mhm.
It was exactly 3 hours. I was shocked.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like, 3 or 4 minutes over 3 hours, but
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
your sentiment's right, though. It was right at about
Yeah.
3 hours. So, but I totally expected to see 6, 7, 8, maybe even 9 matches, right? In a 3-hour time span. But we only got 4 matches, and it averaged really out. We had a match in the first hour. We had a match in the second hour. We had a match in the third hour, and then a final match, which was the main event, Punk and Rollins, which only went like 22 minutes. Was all roughly the last 22 minutes of the show. Not very much, really.
Are you
Too much
disappointed?
hoopla.
I actually was.
Okay.
I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see more stuff. I wanted to see more of the Final Testament and the Wyatt 6 stuff going on.
I wanted
that would have
more
been so
swerves.
cool to see the Fireflies in the Intuit Dome.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so
To me, everything went straight up. I was ready for more swerves than what happened.
And then
it was I mean, you could have went the swerve route. You could have tricked people, but this was an introduction to a new audience.
Yeah.
They're trying to introduce the Netflix audience to what WWE was, and they were just everything was just straight up, just like it was just said.
Well, let me ask you this.
Here's what we are.
Were you happy? Were you happy with the lineup of the way they did those matches that they did do? Because first you had the Roman Reigns match,
Right.
Then you had the women's championship match, then you had the Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre match, then it was Rollins and Punk.
You know, there are only 4 matches, so you can't really rearrange that too many different ways. I mean, it was either Roman or CM Punk that was going to end the show.
I personally, and this is just me, and you guys can have your own, you're entitled to your own thoughts, and I want to hear them, though. I would rather have had the tribal warfare to end the show.
I'm actually okay with it being the beginning since The Rock didn't do the swerve.
I was very surprised by that, too. But
I'm very confused by The
we're
Rock.
getting ahead of ourselves a
Yes,
little bit.
I agree. The Rock in general confused the crap out of me. Just
Yeah.
his whole everything that he did, and on NXT too. It just made no
Yeah.
sense. But I don't really have a problem with the layout of matches.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to get specific, Roman and Solo aren't even Raw wrestlers.
True.
So,
But the portal window
I know.
is open,
I
and
know.
that's why it was on there.
I guess my point is, if you want to get really, really specific, should SmackDown wrestlers close out a Raw? I don't know if that's even an argument to make, but
But at the same time, though, when Roman, quote unquote, was the tribal chief and had the championship, he was floating back and forth between both shows.
Correct, yeah.
So I
But he had
kind of
both belts,
understood
too.
it.
I mean, the Ulafala is red, so maybe it belongs on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about before we jump ahead to further things, the lineup though, Superfan, what did you think of the actual particular lineup?
I was okay with
of
it.
the match.
Yeah, the matches. I was okay with the lineup. Like I said, the only thing I would have done differently, I would have made the tribal match the last one if there was a major swerve going on.
All right.
Since it was straight up, yeah, it's fine.
I don't know if the new Netflix audience would have understood the swerve.
Maybe not. A lot of new
Mhm.
casual fans as well. A lot of new people watching it for their first time. Yeah, I would say probably not.
I mean, I would have liked it. But
Yeah,
I
I was waiting for it. I was like, come on, come on. What?
So
and he
with
puts
that
it on
being-
his head.
With that being said, Roman Reigns did beat Solo Sikoa to be the only tribal chief.
Right.
Not just the original tribal chief, but the only tribal chief. Now, I was very surprised when The Rock came out and he was coming down to the ring. I thought, here we go. Here's the turn. Because the last time we saw The Rock, a couple of months ago, like 3 months ago, he did a little slash to the throat and a flick.
He did the 1, 2, 3.
And a 1, 2, 3 at Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Jimmy Uso. So maybe this is still a bit of a swerve going on. Maybe it's being kept up under the vest for right now. Sucker them in, pull them in, and pow right into them.
But I mean, then that kind of goes into Rock's promo at the end of NXT. He's like, "Hey, this is why I come back to the small venues. That looks how great it makes my arms feel." And then he's like talking about Cody crybabies. Why are you picking on and cheering for Cody? Now you're against Cody. Yeah, because everybody doesn't know what's going on. He's keeping it swerved, so we don't know the outcome. But everybody is expecting him to turn.
So it's getting confusing, and it's not confusing just for educated fans. My son, who's 7, like I said earlier, he was watching Raw, and he's like, "Why is The Rock friends with Cody? Like, why is this a thing?" And I was like, "I don't know, dude. It does not make any sense right now."
It didn't make any sense. You're absolutely right. That part really threw me for a loop.
I think it was just Rock out of character, celebrating the debut of Netflix, openly thanking Cody for his work.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's okay to a point.
Sure.
It confused the long-term fans, I think. Like, what do you do? What's your angle? There's got to be an angle here. There was no angle. There was no payoff to that. And then on NXT, he basically says, shut your mouths, go on the ride that The Rock is taking you on, and you'll enjoy yourself. It's like, sorry, Rock.
Night 1?
Yeah.
He's okay. Night 2? Flip.
Sorry, Rock. We're not enjoying this. I don't know.
Now, did you guys see the video that was released after Raw went off the air on Netflix that was featuring The Rock?
Where they
walking through the back of the arena, through the backstage area, and ran into Cody Rhodes, and what's that drink? Terramana. That's it. And shared a drink of Terramana with Cody Rhodes. That threw me even more, because the last time the two of them were in a backstage area like that, The Rock totally beat the holy crud out of Cody Rhodes, and even bloodied him up and put the blood on that weight belt that said Rhodes on it. So, confusion.
Right. And then
it's nuts.
And The Rock still, even though says hi to Mama Rhodes all the time. So is that, where are you going?
Well, one part I flat out did not like, when he goes, "Cody, tell Mama Rhodes hi." Cody laughs. He's like, "Ha ha, Rock, that's funny."
Yeah.
Like, no, that was like really serious. Like, we were supposed to buy into this whole thing. Right. Now you're just laughing it off like it's a joke. Like, come on, Cody, you're better than that.
Yeah. So, prediction time. Does The Rock still, quote unquote, turn on Roman Reigns at some point, and they still have their match between Roman Reigns and the final boss, The Rock, whether or not it does happen at WrestleMania or not?
So The Rock has that title within the Samoan family. I forget what it's called.
High Chief. I'm trying to think, because they said Silawiki or Saliki.
So whatever,
something like that.
I thought they were going to turn that into an angle, and maybe they will.
Maybe they will.
The High Chief versus the Tribal Chief. I don't know what angle. Like, in my mind, if they were going to go Roman Rock, I don't know if Rock would be like the secret chief of Solo, or if Roman's going to turn bad again, and Rock's the baby face. I do hope that we get Rock versus Roman, but the language Rock was using is, I don't know if he's going to wrestle in the near future. I'm just not sure.
Well, I did read a little article this morning that was saying that the idea floating around in WWE, the idea of The Rock versus Roman Reigns is not dead.
Nor should it be.
No, but is it going to happen at WrestleMania this year? I don't think so. I think I could see them draw it out to maybe SummerSlam.
Could be.
Yeah. I really, in reality, I really thought it was going to be Rock versus Roman last year, and then they had to change plans because of the reaction for Cody.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think
the fans' reaction.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to happen. Rock had the one match, and then he had the appearance on Sunday night. Maybe that was all The Rock was preparing for. I don't know.
Could be. It could be. Hey, we're going to put a pause real quick on this. We'll come back to it. But we're going to take our last break of this hour, the last break of the show itself until the top of the hour, of course. But that doesn't really count because everybody gets the break at the top of the hour. But right now, we're going to go ahead and take that break, and we'll be right back here in just a few moments here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk.
Trust the professionals at Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Buying or selling, they'll make your dreams come true. Here's farm auction and acreage expert Dan Stokes.
Meyer & Company's been in the business for over 40 years. We specialize in things called 1031 exchanges, so we're very versed in how to exchange farm ground for other farm ground. So it's something that we do on a daily basis, and we really enjoy doing it.
We are the #1 stop in the region for buying and selling residential, commercial, and farm real estate. We've been serving the area for more than 40 years, and we do it with pride.
It's still a pretty strong seller's market. Dollars per acre is still high. If you're able to connect with a good agent and you can find something off market, we do that all the time, and we're able to still get some deals out there here and there.
Dan Stokes.
You can either call my cell phone at 314-971-0654, or you can call the brokerage at 636-462-5555.
Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, North Lincoln Drive in Troy, 636-462-5555. Online at MeyerListings.com.
No longer are you forced to pay high, non-member retail prices or be tied down to one brand of car wash because you belong to their loyalty program. Get better mileage out of your hard-earned dollar with a Wash Me membership. With Wash Me, it's as easy as click, click, clean. You decide where and when you want your car washed. Open the app, select a partner wash location, press go, and Wash Me will take you there using your favorite mapping app. Whether you're at home or away for some business or hopefully pleasure, you'll have access to a nearby Wash Me partner wash. Your Wash Me membership is linked to your mobile phone and not your vehicle, which means you can wash your car, a rental car, grandma's car, or any car, as long as you have your phone with you. Check out the Wash Me app on your favorite app store or mywashme.com for more information.
Veltima fungicide outyields the competition by an average of 7 bushels per acre. But you've never been average. The only competition that really matters is you versus you. And with the performance of Veltima fungicide from BASF, you can take your best results even further. Beat your own record. Get every bushel you deserve. And make this your best season yet with Veltima fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Overcast clouds in Troy, getting down to 21 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the mid-20s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 20s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy, it's 36. In Wentzville, it's 36 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate, or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Is he locked in?
Welcome back. It's Uncensored Wrestling Talk live here in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Of course, also on all of our Facebook, YouTube, Rumble feeds, and to include X now as well, UW
Talk KYRO.
There you go. Thank you very much. Now, something else that happened on Raw on Netflix, there in the Intuit Dome, and it did not surprise me. I guess it surprised a lot of people out there, but it didn't surprise me one bit because of the area that they were in, and that being in Los Angeles, in California. Hulk Hogan was booed like crazy in the Intuit Dome. Did that surprise you, gentlemen?
Not at all.
Not at all, and I was laughing by the end of it. I still laugh every time I start hearing. And he kept straight. He went through the whole thing.
He did,
but
he didn't let it affect him.
Didn't let him affect him. But I would love to have been the fly on the wall afterwards when he walked behind the curtain. And go,
somebody's got that on. That's on video somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's on there somewhere. Somebody's got it. It'll come out at some point.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, I wasn't surprised though, not one bit, because I mean, if it had been, let's say, in Orlando or Tampa, Florida, or
a red state,
in a red state, it would probably more than likely would not have gotten booed at all, and that's what I kind of, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed in the fact that we've got to put politics into our wrestling.
I agree with you, but I'm also a little disappointed that WWE thought that was a good idea.
True.
Yeah.
True. And then, when...
That's them not knowing their clientele.
No, or I'm going to interrupt you, or that's them not caring.
Right.
Like, we have a new deal with his beer. We're going to put Hulk Hogan out there. We don't care what you think. This is our new... We're making money on this.
See, that's the thing I was going to ask you. You had said that you had seen some of the lineup and all that kind of stuff of what was going to happen on Netflix. Personally, I wasn't paying attention. To be honest, I wasn't paying attention to what was going to be put on there because I wanted to be surprised.
Sure.
Right? Did it say in any of that lineup that you saw that Hulk Hogan was going to make an appearance?
Yeah, so on the days leading up to Netflix, it could have been dirt sheet, rumblings. It could have been real articles that I was reading. I don't exactly remember, but it was like Alexa Bliss, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold, like all these crazy names. Charlotte Flair's coming back. Like I was reading all these things. Like the show is going to be a marathon. Half of those things didn't happen, but I wasn't surprised that Hulk Hogan showed up. Wrestling wouldn't be what it is without him. So.
Yeah,
it didn't shock me at all.
Well, when they started the show, after, of course, Triple H was out of the ring and you could actually see the ring and what was in the ring on the mat, and because that's not how it normally is. There's usually not advertisements on the mat like it is like over in New Japan and other places. In each corner, well, opposite corners, really, it was real American beer on there. And as soon as I saw that, I knew at some point during the show, Hulk Hogan was going to be making an appearance.
Yep.
So it didn't surprise me that he showed up, but it didn't surprise me that he got booed out of the building, basically.
No, I agree. But there's something else that went on that I commented on that night about with Raw. What about the refs' new uniform?
I like them.
I hate them.
And I'm indifferent. I don't care.
It's
to
something
be quite
new.
honest.
It's new and different.
It is new and different.
You don't like them?
Not really. For some reason,
I'm
okay with all the whole blue, but the black with the black logo. I guess it's because you can't even see it. Really.
No, it was white. It was white logo.
Gray. It was gray.
Yeah, it's like a dark blue or a dark gray background with black stripes.
Okay.
The logo's black. I mean, honestly, referees are background characters.
I understand that, but
a referee,
a good one.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong on this because you are a referee.
I pretend to be.
Don't say that too loud now. Some of our wrestlers, some of them don't take.
Hey, did you get an award for being the best referee?
I did.
Okay.
Now, with referees, they're supposed to be unseen and not "quote unquote" part of it.
Yes.
Except for when a break needs to be done in the corner or on the ropes. Countouts, counting the wrestlers out when they're outside of the ring. Or counting the 1, 2, 3. With the thing that I noticed, and because I'm paying attention to that kind of stuff, with those type of shirts that they had on, made them more of in the background and not the foreground, like a sore thumb being stuck out. If you understand what I mean.
I can't believe we're spending time on referees' uniforms. But
hey, we talk about, it's uncensored, brother. We'll talk about anything.
I've seen nothing but praise for the new referee uniforms, other than from you, Tim.
Okay.
In my opinion, they look more professional. They look more modern.
Yeah.
I've been kind of itching for a new, like the red and black stripes. It's a little old school at this point.
Yeah.
I like the new modern look. Back to your comments about what a ref is supposed to be. I don't know if in their minds they were like, well, let's make them black and stand out in the background like the cameramen. Do you guys ever notice the cameramen?
No.
They're black hats, black shirt, black
pants. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You only really notice them on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're trying to do that with the refs or if they're just looking for a new look.
Well, with you having multiple cameras on the floor, like they do sometimes, when the cameramen are in the black, they meld with the background better.
The barricade in the floor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they can't be really.
But maybe that's what it
seen.
was with the mat being black. That's why it made the referee just like disappear.
And
that could be.
And I mean, I take no offense to your responses, but what does that matter to you if the referee does disappear? Like, who?
I don't mind it.
Right.
I don't mind it
Nobody's
because
watching.
of the simple fact that they're only supposed to be seen when something needs to be taken care of.
What does it matter if
Authority-wise.
you notice the ref or not? I do because I study them. But like, what is it? What it shouldn't bother you guys if you don't notice the ref as much.
Because I guarantee you this. I'll say this. Aubrey Edwards, right?
Yeah.
She's gotten better. She has gotten a lot better. However, back in the day, and that wasn't that long ago.
3 weeks ago.
No. Like the last 4 or 5, 6 months, she's gotten a lot better.
She has.
She's been, I think somebody got to her and talked to her and said, hey, cool it, right? But back in the day, it wouldn't have mattered if she had a bright red shirt on, a normal, regular black and white striped referee shirt on. If it was a modern shirt like the WWE had, it wouldn't have mattered. She still would have stuck out like a big, huge sore. I just whacked myself with a hammer thumb.
Agree.
So there are those incidences where that still happens.
How are you trying to connect these two concepts, though? Aubrey versus WWE ref uniforms. Like, what point are you making?
That even if she would have had a quote-unquote modern look uniform,
you would have noticed.
You still would have seen her.
Okay.
With those type of antics going on. But with the way WWE does things and the way their referees do things, with those type of shirts, it made it even less obvious that they're quote-unquote part of the match.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Okay, good. Tim doesn't.
Tim hates everything. Tim just hates everything.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm used to certain things.
Okay.
That it makes sense.
You've got to be open to change.
Why?
It's called evolution. It's called evolution.
That was a group that disbanded about 20 years ago.
He's just a sour man over here.
Usually I am, but so all right. It feels good to be on the other side.
I think with him hurting his ankle a couple of weeks ago, I think when he fell down the stairs, he hit his head a few times too.
Did you go to the local medical facility?
I actually ended up having to go to urgent care.
So yes, he did. So, with that being said, anything else from Raw on Netflix that you gentlemen would like to speak of?
No,
huh? Okay.
No. We've got 3 minutes before the top of the hour.
What is your guys' opinion on the CM Punk versus Seth ending with no shenanigans, straight up 1, 2, 3, feud is probably over?
I don't think it's over.
Why wouldn't it be? There's nothing.
How many
Seth
times?
lost.
How many times have you seen where a build-up is going on and the match happens? There's a finite result to it.
Yeah.
Like this one was. And then that be it.
Well, you've lost count of how many times that's happened, but where else do we need to go with this?
It's going to get reignited at the Royal Rumble.
Like while they're in the ring with all the other people?
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
one's going to eliminate the other.
And I say that, too, for the simple fact of the storyline that we just got done seeing with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. How many matches did they end up having? Like 3? 4?
Yeah, but that's because none of the matches ended in a clean-ish way like they did at Hell in the Cell.
Okay.
You know, CM Punk was interfering in Drew's heavyweight championship matches. Drew was interfering in Punk's matches, and Punk was getting attacked backstage. Seth never did any of that to CM Punk. They just had verbal altercations. They had one match. Seth loses. What happens now? And maybe you're right. I don't know if Punk or Seth will win the Royal Rumble, but maybe at the Elimination Chamber they might reignite. I don't know.
We've got about a minute and 10 seconds before we go to the top of the hour. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk about the leak from the Royal Rumble. Who's going to win? Who's going to run her up?
There's a leak?
Oh, there's a leak. There has been a leak.
Plug the leak.
I'm telling you, plug that leak. But we're going to talk a little bit about it and the consequences of if that leak actually still happens the way the leak says, what happens now, basically, in these other different storylines that are going on.
We're giving credibility to this leak.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so,
All
because
right.
when you find out what this leak is, you'll be scratching your beard going, you might have something here.
Well, I scratch my beard anyway.
All right, we're about 10 seconds away from going to the top of the hour. Stay tuned. We will be back at about 6 after, right after all the great news and stuff, and then we're just going to go straight on through till 11:30 this morning.
Live from the Gateway Fiber Studios, online at gatewayfiber.com. News Radio 105.3, 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 11 o'clock in the Heartland.
News. I'm Jack Callahan. At least 16 people are now confirmed dead from the wildfires in Southern California. 13 others remain missing. Fox Weather's Marissa Torres is in Santa Monica.
We had an expansion of evacuations into Encino, into Brentwood, into Mandeville Canyon because of a significant flare-up. We do know, unfortunately, some homes did succumb to the flames, especially in through Mandeville Canyon.
President Biden has awarded Pope Francis the Presidential Medal of Freedom with distinction, the nation's highest civilian honor. The president who'd planned a trip to Rome this week has canceled it, the White House says, so he can oversee the federal response to the deadly wildfires. Special counsel Jack Smith, investigating 2 cases against the president-elect, has cleaned out his desk at the Justice Department.
Not a surprise, Smith was expected to leave the department by January 20th when President-elect Trump takes office.
Fox's Eric Shawn. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks closing near session lows and bond yields climbing on worries that good news about the job market may keep inflation and interest rates high. 256,000 jobs were added in December, blowing past estimates, while the unemployment rate edged lower to 4.1%. The strong economic data is fueling fears among investors that the Fed could reverse course on lowering interest rates. Fourth quarter earnings season unofficially kicks off next week with a slate of big banks scheduled to report financial results. The Dow falling 697 points, the Nasdaq lower by 317, S&P 500 down 91. Shares of Walgreens jumped over 27% after the drugstore chain delivered a better than expected first quarter. Executives with the company say that its turnaround efforts are on track to revive its struggling business. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Hi, everybody. This is News Radio KYRO Vice President and General Manager John Chepper, and I have a question for you. Have you ever considered hosting a foreign exchange student? If you haven't, perhaps the time is now. You can host a high school student from another country who lives with your family for 5 to 10 months, a new international branch for your family tree, and an opportunity to share your part of America with an international teenager. AYUSA has been connecting families around the world for over 30 years. A track record of trust with compassionate, engaged student leaders and personalized host family support. There's no typical family. No matter where you live or how your family is structured, there's a student waiting for a family like yours for a unique opportunity. Find out more by contacting the AYUSA local representative Tricia Schneidermeyer at 636-295-7224. Explore the wonderful opportunities that AYUSA has to offer, connecting families around the world for over 30 years.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
The New England Patriots have hired Mike Vrabel as their new head coach. He won 3 Super Bowls with them as a linebacker, spent 6 seasons as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, taking them to the playoffs thrice and winning division championships twice. On the field on Saturday night, Derrick Henry of the Baltimore Ravens ran for 186 and 2 touchdowns in a 28-14 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Earlier on Saturday, the Houston Texans eliminated the Los Angeles Chargers 32-12 as the Texans intercepted Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert 4 times. He was intercepted just 3 times all season long. Today at 1 p.m. Eastern, the 2-seeded Buffalo Bills host the 7-seeded Denver Broncos. However, Denver rookie running back Audric Estime, a surprising healthy scratch. He is inactive for today's game.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Overcast clouds in Troy, getting down to 21 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the mid-20s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 20s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy, it's 36. In Wentzville, it's 36 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate, or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Welcome back to Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We are live here in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Of course, also on all of our Facebook and YouTube and Rumble feeds and X. Everywhere. We're everywhere now. Before we ended the last hour, I was talking about a specific leak that happened. And this leak came out before the Raw on Netflix. So the week prior, this thing came out. And many, I guess you could call them publications, grabbed a hold of this thing and threw it out there quickly.
I already don't trust it.
I don't either, but it makes kind of sense. Appearing on Netflix, on Raw, was none other than John Cena. And John Cena alluded that winning the World Heavyweight Championship wouldn't happen and this and that and the other. Until he was like, you know what? I'm going to enter the Royal Rumble. On this particular leak, he enters at number 15.
Oh my God! They even went.
Oh yeah, they had the whole list of how each person's number and the whole 9 yards.
Well, they better change that.
They better. John Cena coming in at number 16. The Rock coming in at number 30. With The Rock being the runner-up and John Cena winning. That's the leak. That John Cena is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Okay. Not surprised.
And with that being said, now this part hasn't been leaked, it hasn't been said, but I'm going to say it. If this happens, number one, I'm going to be in an uproar. Number two, I don't like it. I don't like it, okay? I'll just say that. I don't like it. But also, I think that he goes for the championship that Cody Rhodes holds. Because I think we're going to see Logan Paul and Gunther fight over Gunther's WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So with that being said, I don't think Roman Reigns is going to be in it. We found out this 2 nights ago from Paul Heyman that he is going to be in the Royal Rumble and that he wants to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania to win back his championship. But according to the leak, is not going to happen.
There's a lot there, Sarge. And
There is.
There's more that you haven't even said.
There is.
I'll just start with, are they going to have babyface for the WWE title? Cena versus Cody. Is that what you're saying?
Hey, stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened, but that's weird, right? How do you sell Cena versus Cody with... Usually try to sell the babyface, right? Or is this not one of those cases?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good question. What if we get that much, and a lot of fans have wanted this for a long time, the much wanted turn of John Cena
on his last year.
I know it sounds odd, it sounds weird, it sounds like it shouldn't happen, but again, weirder things have happened.
I'm going to say no to John Cena actually winning the Royal Rumble. The leak and everything, I think he's actually the one he's going to win is the Elimination Chamber.
Oh.
So if you win the Elimination Chamber, you are bound to, I guess, the other champion that
Correct.
the Rumble winner picks.
Correct.
Because right now, the quote-unquote plan is to have Logan Paul going up against Gunther.
See, I actually had Logan Paul winning the Royal Rumble this year.
Okay.
There is a small detail that I think a lot of people are forgetting.
Okay, what's that?
I have had this suspicion that Gunther's going to lose the world title and fight Goldberg. Remember that whole alternation?
Yeah.
So, in my mind, Punk is going after Gunther. Probably will win at some point before Mania. And I figured it would be Punk versus Cena. And then Gunther versus Goldberg. I don't know if that's a WrestleMania match or like a Crown Jewel match. But I always figured it would be that.
So does this fall in with the CM Punk thing? Does this fall in with the favor that is owed to him by Paul Heyman? Paul Heyman gets him a championship match against Gunther?
Possibly. Before the Seth and Punk rivalry, Punk beats Drew, and he proclaims, I'm going after Gunther.
Yeah.
And this is the long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
Seth interrupts, says, you ain't going after Gunther. You and I have beef. Beef is over. You guys disagree. I think it's over. So what's Punk's next move? The next move is Gunther. Is it at Mania? Maybe.
That's interesting.
I forgot about the favor.
Yeah.
Or is the favor that...
well, the favor hasn't been said what it's supposed to be.
Is the favor at Royal Rumble, Heyman helps Punk eliminate Roman.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that No, I don't see that part happening because of the fact that he is the wise man for Roman Reigns.
That would be more of a turn.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't see that happening.
I mean, the favor most likely has to do with the world title on either show. I would think one way or another. Maybe Roman wins the title and Punk gets the first match. I don't know.
Or like we were saying just a moment ago, maybe it's that favor is Paul Heyman goes and secures the championship match for Punk against Gunther. And it doesn't even have to be Royal Rumble. It could be at the Elimination Chamber or something along those lines.
I feel like the favor would be in Roman's disadvantage in some way. I don't know how that would be his disadvantage though. Because Roman is, the way they set it up, when the favor gets cashed in on, Roman will be at a disadvantage somehow. The way that I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, until they come, I guess we got to see what happens at the Royal Rumble, to be honest.
Which is going to happen on February the 1st, 2 weeks from today.
Very expensive tickets
or
in
tomorrow,
Indiana.
Yesterday. Yeah.
They are.
Extremely. I mean, they're all expensive anymore, honestly.
Correct. But for something like the Royal Rumble, they're hundreds of dollars for not very good
nosebleed seats. Yeah. I remember when the Rumble was here in St. Louis a couple years ago, looking at the prices for the way up high nosebleed seats was like $125.
Crazy.
And then the floor seats were like $11,000.
Yep.
Crazy. So
what about the women's Royal Rumble? Any ideas?
That's interesting. That's where I think we see.
That's where we're going to see a lot of returns, I think.
I think we see the return of Charlotte Flair. And I think Charlotte Flair wins the Royal Rumble again.
Wishful thinking on my part won't happen, as I wish Jordynne Grace would win.
Jordynne Grace?
I mean, I'm just a big fan of hers.
Sure.
She's been in 2 Rumbles in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is this the time you really throw the swerve in Roxanne Perez?
Yeah, something like that could happen. Yeah.
That could happen too. That's interesting.
Charlotte will probably win and make everybody angry. Or Becky.
Yeah. Do you think we see Becky's return at Royal Rumble as well?
I've seen
I think so.
Theories that she's coming back.
Supposedly she signed a new contract, so
that's what I've heard as well from the quote unquote dirt sheets and whatnot.
They're so dirty.
They're very dirty.
dirty.
But you know what? I gotta say this about the crazy dirt sheets and stuff and the rumor sheets and whatever you want to call them. Usually about 75% of everything that I've read over these last 6 months or so, if not the whole thing, bits and pieces of things have come true.
Yeah.
From stuff.
So we're saying Cena's winning the Rumble then.
That's what that leak said.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I would not either. I would. And now, will I be happy about it?
Probably
not.
No.
Probably not.
I don't see him going after Cody. I see him going after Gunther, though.
Now, let's say.
I think it'd be a better match against Cody, though.
That's another good question. Which match would be better, him against Gunther or him against Cody?
For John Cena, the wrestler, I think Gunther could. The way that Gunther wrestles, it's more slow and methodic. It would give someone like John Cena, who hasn't been wrestling full time, a better showcase.
Yeah.
Because Cody wrestles very fast, a lot of moves, and I think Gunther and Cena would be the better matchup overall, in my opinion.
Okay. Now, of course, outside of the Rumble, because he's going to be facing 29 other men in that Royal Rumble. After the Royal Rumble, but before the championship match, there's usually 1 or 2 matches that they have to get warmed up for that particular outing and stuff. Who do you see as John Cena's very first opponent?
I almost feel like somebody like Austin Theory, like a rematch. Like he challenges him to a WrestleMania rematch and Cena wins. Somebody that Cena's familiar with.
I was thinking Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio? Again, like HT was talking about earlier, if it's the championship match, even with that, it's still
I thought you were talking
babyface
tune-up.
versus babyface.
I'm talking tune-up match for
Right.
Cena on Raw. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you picking Rey Mysterio?
Because he's had enough time with Rey, and they both know how each other work.
But
you got to put veteran with veteran.
So I see where you're going, but at the same time, they need. How do you rally behind Cena when you put someone like Rey Mysterio there? You got to start the rally of Cena now. So you got to start with like a heel that nobody likes.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Theory. Who else is like a?
But he's not on Raw.
Well, I don't think John Cena's just specifically only going to be on Raw. He's going to be floating back and forth. He's one of those quote-unquote free agents.
Using the transfer portal.
Yes, correct. I mean, Theory was on Raw having a party backstage last time.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, someone like maybe Kofi Kingston. He's a dirty heel now.
Or Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see Kofi.
Mm-hmm. Someone that the crowd doesn't like to challenge Cena, and then Cena beats them, and the crowd goes crazy.
Not to move on from it, but since we just brought those two names up, what do you guys think about this whole new direction for New Day?
I'm just glad they have a new direction.
Yeah. I'm glad they're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the heat on him again.
Yeah, the heat on him is good. The New Day sucks is good. I don't know how long ago it was, but Xavier Woods said in some interviews that New Day's never going to break up. I don't know. They kind of broke up, right? They kicked out a member.
They did,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I liked that idea of them never breaking up, but what can you do?
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm really hoping that Big E is able to get medically cleared.
I just hope they just don't linger it on so long that Big E, it becomes like an after story.
Yeah.
It was like hot for like 3 weeks, and it's starting to take that kind of downward, slow grade away from anything happening right now.
I don't know if they have anything for the New Day to do.
Right.
Other than pretend to talk and then get booed.
Or
So-
Big E needs to come out at least say something against them. Because he really hasn't commented
they
a whole
had
lot.
Did you guys see the post show for Netflix on for Raw on Netflix? So it was Joe, the ESPN announcer. I can't.
Yeah.
He's got a weird last name.
Joe
Testimone. Himself, Wade Barrett, and Big E were on that, and when that particular subject was brought up, Big E kind of sidestepped it and moved on to other things.
I mean, bringing Big E on TV, like you said, it would get a reaction, but what's the payoff?
Right.
What would Big E have his own team to face the New Day? Like, what's the payoff for that? I think he's going to stay off TV.
I think it's more or less just to keep that story from losing steam.
But what direction do you go?
I don't know. I don't know
right,
what the direction is or what they're thinking. But I just don't want this story to lose steam and the conflict between Big E.
Well, they're
and
trying. All the baby faces are saying New Day sucks now. Like, they're trying to get the crowd behind it to chant that.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And I would imagine before too much longer they'll start having tag team championship matches against the War Raiders.
I'd like to see them win another title.
Mm-hmm. They have what?
The most
11
ever.
right now.
Yeah.
So looking for that dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for that dozen. It could happen.
It probably will happen, but with the way WWE does, it could be a year.
Well,
everything's so long.
This
now.
is 2 years.
Yeah.
Now,
right.
that is something that we were talking off air about, and let's go ahead and bring that up. The fact that you were talking about the situation in WWE where because it's an opposite situation of like in AEW where the storylines, the majority of the storylines are being dragged out almost too long.
So Triple H has said at one point in time in an interview or something, he books backwards. I want this to happen at WrestleMania or SummerSlam, since that is going to happen, we're going to book backwards, and we're going to fill in all of the dates that we have, all the episodes, to make sure that this happens at WrestleMania or SummerSlam or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So when you book backwards that way, you have to fill the content. And I don't know if the ideas just aren't there, but it's all filler. Everything on Raw and SmackDown these days, I feel like, is just filler to get to the end result.
Yeah.
And the New Day, I feel like, is just filler right now.
That's kind of the feeling I get with New Day as well, that it's just
But if
filler.
they keep doing these stories, then they really got to make WrestleMania bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, it'll be the biggest one of all time. You
Right.
know it.
Well, that's what they're going to say. But then you have to have more, you know. If he's trying to backdate, what happens when somebody gets injured? You just
you adjust
hurt.
on the fly.
Yeah, you got to adjust on the fly.
That's what they did with Cody. They adjusted on the fly, and they're okay at doing that. I thought the whole Cody situation was pretty terrible on TV, but the way that they explained it. But nonetheless, they adjusted and had the biggest WrestleMania that they've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way Triple H does it, you book backwards and you just adjust as emergencies arise.
Right.
Interesting. If you want to join us with our conversations with questions or just join in with your opinions, again, you know, you can interact with us on the Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube feeds. So jump in there and talk with us. We've got about 6 minutes left here in the show. So, Superfan, what else you got on your notes over there that we have not covered?
Well, I really, and we kind of went over it just slightly, but I think AEW is so much better than WWE right now. But that's my opinion, just because they're actually starting to do more vignettes and more stories.
Are you talking about just last week, or are you
just
talking
this last
about
week?
overall
last
for like
week.
the last month or two?
No, just this last week. Because I really didn't think the Raw on Netflix, I was expecting more, and I was kind of let down.
The Raw on Netflix was not for you.
No, it
wasn't
not.
for me. It wasn't for Sarge.
No, it was for those ones that, well, I mean, you still fall in this dynamic, though, HD. 18 to 49-year-olds.
Right.
So,
I don't even know if they were going for a demo. They were going for new audience. Even the way Michael Cole was talking, like...
It's true.
The way that, you know, Drew McIntyre's going for his finishing move. This is what he uses to end matches. It's called the Claymore. Like, he doesn't talk that way normally.
Most of the time, yeah, right. You're right.
So we're trying to bring in new people so that they understand what WWE is.
With you saying that, with us knowing 4.6 to 4.9 million viewers, how many of those viewers do you think was actually the first time that they had laid eyes on WWE?
Man, I don't even know how to guess that number. There's probably people that are like, oh, I used to watch this, and now it's on Netflix. I have Netflix. Let me turn this on.
Mm-hmm.
How many people did that? I have no idea.
Because I'm personally thinking that it's like maybe 30%.
Okay.
Of those are fans that have come back to wrestling just for the simple fact that it's on Netflix now.
What we're gonna lose though in this new era is the channel surfing.
Yeah.
So like
that's true.
You would see spikes, like as we know the history of wrestling ratings. It'd be like, oh, The Rock's on TV, so the rating spikes.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna get that anymore. They're gonna have to do it off social media traffic, I think.
Yeah. Now I haven't been able to find the numbers for AEW and Max because with that situation, also with Raw debuting on Netflix, AEW debuted on Max.
They did it first.
They did it first the week before that. So it'll be interesting to see what those numbers are and if there's a spike to those as well, and if that spike stays.
Yeah, I was a little, I don't know what the word is, taken aback maybe that everybody's talking about the new era of WWE on Netflix. Well, AEW started the era first.
Yeah.
No one's talking about that.
That's right. Why do you think that is? that nobody's really talking about.
Just not mainstream enough. They're almost there, but not mainstream enough.
What else do you think that they've got to do to become more mainstream?
They just need more years. They just need maybe.
Because this right now we're sitting at them being around for 5 years now.
There's one name out there that would make them really mainstream.
Are we going to do this again?
Yeah, you already know who it is.
We've got 2 minutes left.
Shane
in the show.
McMahon.
You know what? I'll say this, even though that rumor has died down a little bit, well, a lot. I still got it in the back of my head that something along those lines, somewhere down the line, and not very far off in the future, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. You're proclaiming.
I think so. I really do. I think it's going to happen. But the question is if it does happen, how much of an impact does that truly make?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, like, an extreme example would be like, what if John Cena goes to AEW? You can guarantee that they're going to get noticed.
Oh, for sure.
Shane McMahon? I don't know.
But see, that's something I think that we can say with pretty good certainty that would never happen.
Sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But with Shane McMahon, though, and he's not been on contract with WWE for several years now, I can kind of...
What's he going to do?
I can kind of be the head of the Death Riders.
Okay.
I think because that was kind of the rumor that he was, the one behind the scenes pushing the buttons with that whole situation.
But I think that also just bumps up everybody's score, too. Pay-per-views and everything, everybody's going to be wondering, well, what's the McMahon's going to do?
I mean, that's fair.
Well, there's also a rumor out there that Vince McMahon is going to be starting up his own media group and wrestling organization again, and
he's been wanting to do that for a while.
For quite a while now. So we'll see where that goes and stuff. And honestly, we never really jumped into the whole Vince McMahon thing, and the only reason why is because it's not done yet.
Right.
Nope.
So once that gets done, then maybe we'll dive into it and dissect it a bit. But as of right now, we've got about 30 seconds left in the show. Superfan, thank you so much for coming in this morning. I appreciate you. HD, thank you for coming in this morning. I appreciate you as well. And I appreciate all of you watching and listening here to the three of us discuss wrestling issues. It's so much fun. Yeah. It's so much fun. And until next time, for Superfan, for HD, I am Sarge, and go watch some wrestling.
NASCAR, Blues, Mizzou, and the Chiefs play here. News Radio 105.3, 1280 KYRO Troy.
The following is a presentation of Westwood One Sports. If it's Wild Card Weekend, it's Westwood One.
Shotgun snap. Nix fades back. He's pressured. He rolls to his right. He throws to the end zone to Mims. Up in the air with two Bengals. Touchdown! On 4th and 1. 25 yards to Mims. A killer throw and catch.
First and goal from the 7. Here's the snap. Allen back. Fires left side. Cooper makes a one-handed catch. Pitches it back to Allen. Allen racing. Dive to the left pylon. And he's in. Touchdown Bills. What a play.
Love back to throw. Time expires. Now throws downfield. Wide open is Jaden Reed. Breaks the tackle at the 30 to the 20. And he's going to waltz into the end zone for the touchdown. 70 yards from Jordan Love to Jaden Reed, who scores his second touchdown of the night.
Second down and 3 from the 39. Pitch it. Barkley, shake and bake move. Cuts it up the middle to the 30, to the 20. He's gone. Goodbye, Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. Good night. Zacchaeus comes in motion. Daniels takes the snap, looks left, throws left, pass is caught. Touchdown, Commanders. Zach Ertz and Jaden Daniels will take Washington into the postseason for the first time
since 2020.
Mayfield is under center, moves his receiver. That is Sterling Shepard. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back 7. Cocks his arm, pass near side, caught on a knee, goal line. Touchdown, Mike Evans.
Every postseason game.
The only thing matters is a win. That's it.
Until a champion is crowned.
However, whatever it takes.
The road to Super Bowl 59 continues.
Let's go, man.
Now, let's head to the stadium and join John Sadak and Derek Rackley.
We welcome you to Western New York for the start of Wild Card Sunday. Game 1 of our NFL playoff tripleheader as the AFC East champion Buffalo Bills host the Denver Broncos. Today's broadcast of the National Football League on Westwood One is sponsored by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Granger, by Wrangler, by Navy Federal Credit Union, by GoodRx, and by the official NFL app. We welcome you to Wild Card Weekend on Westwood One, the only network to broadcast every postseason game on the road to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. Hi, everybody. I'm John Sadak, along with 7-year NFL vet Derek Rackley and sideline reporter Olivia Harlan-Decker. Olivia will join us shortly from downstairs, as will Scott Graham from our studios. Later today, on most of these same stations, it'll be the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles, Game 2 of our playoff tripleheader, followed by the Washington Commanders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight. But first, it's time for the Broncos and the Bills. I feel like I'm thrust back into the late 80s, early 90s. And Buffalo has become the true beast of the East in the AFC, a major power in the league, trying to take that next step in a 6th straight postseason.
Yeah, so many years, John, they sat back and they watched the New England Patriots take this division and go deep into the postseason and win Super Bowls. And now they're trying to become that exact same team because of the nucleus of players that they have, but most notably because of the quarterback that they have. And Josh Allen has had another masterful season, obviously in that conversation once again for MVP. Probably going to be between him and Lamar Jackson. I don't think you could go wrong with either of those two guys winning the MVP of the NFL this year, but Josh Allen has really been the special player this year that's put them in this position and has done it over the previous few years.
And what Sean McDermott has done in Buffalo, Sean Payton is attempting to resurrect in Denver. It's year 2, and he's back in the postseason first time with the Broncos.
Yeah, obviously got a lot of experience in the postseason, and I think that's the reason why that organization brought him in as the head coach, and he's having to do it with a rookie quarterback. And oddly enough, Bo Nix, 12th overall pick, but 6th quarterback taken in the draft, has done an excellent job doing all the things that he's needed to do, throwing the football, protecting it, but also using his athleticism and his legs to move the football down the field, score touchdowns, and his defense has been dynamite all year.
That's going to be one of the biggest stories, right? What Denver's defense has done against the outstanding, high-octane, balanced Bills offense.
Top pass rushing team in the league in Denver. Are they going to be able to get after Josh Allen? Not only get to him, but get him down on the ground. That's the problem when you're going after Josh Allen.
Easier said than done. It's time to check the weather. We are in Buffalo, after all. Sponsored by Prize Picks. Don't miss out on the football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. Download Prize Picks and use code PRIMETIME and get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states where it is lawful to wager. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. Olivia, what's it like down there on the sidelines?
Yeah, John, you can do a lot worse in January in Buffalo. 33 degrees, occasional snow flurries, very little wind, gray skies. I'd say perfect football weather. Look, you mentioned Sean Payton. He's coaching his 10th playoff game today. He said, yeah, this team is young and hungry. That makes them dangerous. They don't know what they don't know. It's actually really inspiring to coach. So how'd he get his guys ready? This week he made a video. He put it together showing the consequence of little things, personal fouls, behavioral penalties, things that can swing the outcome of a game that just have greater consequence now. As for Bo Nix, he says, look, we're playing with house money. No one expects us to win. We're going to play loose, but he doesn't want to be handcuffed just by making here because it's been an 8-season drought. He says we're here to win some games and have some fun.
Well, thank you, Olivia. And that drought was the longest by any Super Bowl champ. Super Bowl 50 was the last postseason push, while the Bills haven't been to the big game since 1993. Much more to come from Orchard Park as we approach kickoff between the Bills and the Broncos. But when we return, Scott Graham rejoins us from the Progressive Insurance Studios. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. Get a quote today at Progressive.com. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Hi, BJ Walters here. Join us for the News Radio KYRO Sports Flash from the Old Monroe Lumber Company at CN79 in Old Monroe and online at omlumber.com on your home for the Chiefs, Blues, Mizzou, NASCAR, News Radio KYRO.
Finley Shoe Store is a local family and veteran-owned tradition in historic downtown Troy, Missouri. Dedicated to serving the local community and providing great customer service. Their brands include Red Wing, Irish Setter, Works, Birkenstock, Brooks, Merrill, New Balance, Skechers, Thorogood, as well as Superfleet insoles. State-of-the-art 3D foot scanner to ensure you get just the right insoles for you. Finley Shoe Store, providing men's and women's quality footwear in Lincoln County area since 1947. Finley Shoes, 636-528-8247.
Hi, everybody. This is News Radio KYRO Vice President and General Manager John Shepper, and I have a question for you. Have you ever considered hosting a foreign exchange student? If you haven't, perhaps the time is now. You can host a high school student from another country who lives with your family for 5 to 10 months, a new international branch for your family tree, and an opportunity to share your part of America with an international teenager. AYUSA has been connecting families around the world for over 30 years. A track record of trust with compassionate, engaged student leaders and personalized host family support. There's no typical family. No matter where you live or how your family is structured, there's a student waiting for a family like yours for a unique opportunity. Find out more by contacting the AYUSA local representative Tricia Schneidermeyer at 636-295-7224. Explore the wonderful opportunities that AYUSA has to offer, connecting families around the world for over 30 years.
24-hour towing and recovery in Lincoln, Warren, Pike, or St. Charles County. Call B&B Towing 636-26